Dylan, step in here, say hi to the fans.
How's it going?
And Chris. They've been so gracious as to take me around this awesome cave tonight. We're going to be doing some sessions with this haunted cave and see what we can come up with. It's a pretty awesome location. There'll be plenty of information at the end of the video in the credits for you to come here and investigate with one of these two or both of these fellers here. They do haunted cave tours, correct, Chris?
Yes.
And it's an awesome place, guys. I highly recommend it.
I'm Patty Perlacki, cave manager at Racoon Mountain Caverns in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh.
Can you tell me about your top 2 paranormal experiences here in the cave?
Oh, sure. Well, when I first started here, it was in 1995. Another girl and I were working in the office, and pretty much every day when we were alone, we would hear footsteps going up the back steps through the second floor, and then nothing. And at first we'd run up there to see who was there, and we never found anybody there. But pretty much every hour on the hour, he would, would hear these footsteps that would go across the floor, and then up the steps and across the floor. And we asked the former owner, and they had heard the same things, and they suspected that it was a night watchman who had died in a fire, continuing his rounds.
Hold on right there.
Oh.
So a night watchman actually died in a fire in the office here?
Yes, the original building burned completely to the ground in 1966, and the night watchman died in that fire.
Okay.
And then, several times when I'd go in the cave, I'd hear voices, usually sounding like a young boy. One time they said, "Hey, Mom," but there was nobody else around. And one time when I was on an overnight, I woke up in the middle of the night, and there was a light outside my sleeping bag, and well, my sleeping bag was over my head, but I took the sleeping bag off real slow, and there was a little blue orb, maybe a foot above me, and I reached for it, and it actually had substance. It pushed against me, but it kind of hovered there for a minute, and then it took off. And it's one of those things that I didn't really realize what was going on until a few minutes later when I fully woke up. That's probably the biggest experience I've had in here. But there have also been times when I've been in here and felt pressure on me. Or it's really common to come in here and smell like cigar smoke, and it changed temperature. All of a sudden get very cold.
Can you give us some of the history on this cave?
The known history, the farmers in the valley sat outside the cave in the summer and would use it to cool off. And then Leo Lambert, who owned Ruby Falls, came in here in 1929, and he was the first one to open it up for tours. We know they used it for a bit during Prohibition to store liquor. That's really it.
What about Civil War era? Was it used by any of the sides for storage or anything?
One of the former owners said that they had found some Civil War, I think it was like a cannonball or something in here. We haven't found any Native American relics or anything in the cave, although there is a burial ground on the property next door.
Chris Perlacki. I'm a wild guide here at Racoon Mountain Caverns, and my interest in the cave is because of the paranormal activity. My experience is that I'd really wanted to see and hear something for years. There were a lot of stories of guides having their own experiences, largely to a minor extent. I was sleeping in the Boy Scout room with an overnight group. I was at a high ledge, and there was a further group sleeping in the cave that they were making a lot of noise coming down the rope climb, that woke me up, and at the end of my sleeping bag, there was an orb about this big, just floating above my feet. And I was very groggy. My first thought was that it was a Boy Scout from my group. So I was asking a lot of questions, like, what's wrong? Is there a problem? Not getting any type of response. So then I reached forward to grab what I thought was going to be a shoulder, and my hand just passed through the light. At which point I'm thinking, this is not a Boy Scout. And so I reached back to grab my helmet and explore it further, and as soon as I turned my light on, the light moved back slightly, and then the orb vanished. And then I spent the next 45 minutes trying to rationalize what I just saw up until I went outside of the cave, talked to the other guides, and they mentioned it was the night watchman. The most aggressive experience I've had also occurred during an overnight tour. I was sleeping in the gift shop, but earlier that night I had gone out to my car to grab sleeping gear. And when I reached into the back seat, I felt a presence run up behind me, and it was such a strong sensation that my heart started racing, palms were sweating, looked around, saw nothing. After a few seconds, I kind of blew it off, didn't think much of it. A few minutes later, I was in the gift shop setting up all of my gear, and in my peripheral vision, I saw a silhouette of a man walk around the gift shop counter. At which point, my mind instantly went to ghost. I would estimate that it was about at 1 o'clock in the morning. I got woken up to the sensation of my sleeping bag being blown open and off of me. I also had a gust of wind that felt like an industrial fan just blowing over me. And to an extent, it felt like it was holding me down, but not vertically, just the wind flowing over me. I felt that if I were to sit up, it would be like being blown away by a tornado. This is a friend who's a medium, and he told me that I want to be careful in a situation like this because it's not necessarily a good thing. And so he told me in an instance like this, something to do would be to call upon my spirit guide. And so as soon as I did that, the force instantly vanished. And then I was able to sit up, and I had noticed that a plastic bag which held a lot of my sleeping gear, it had been sitting beside my head when I went to bed, but then was blown several feet away from me and pressed up against the gift shop wall.
When we decided to start investigating in here, we had a radio, and we were sitting in the Hall of Dreams area, which is about 132 feet below the ground level. So our radio was only picking up static. And we were asking questions like, is anybody here? How many people are here? And then Kristen, who was with us, asked if there was life after death. And immediately we heard a preacher on the radio preaching about heaven.
All right. So what do you call this, guys?
This area?
Mhm.
It's one of the first entrances to the wild cave down below.
The what?
I don't know about this area though.
This section up here is called the attic.
Okay.
Okay. Very cool.
I actually haven't been around here too much because I usually just go in here and come out there. So I don't ever walk through the stairs, but yeah, that is great. And that's the first entrance to the wild cave.
Oh, is it? You
Yep.
crawl through there, huh?
You crawl through there.
Wow.
Many people have been through it.
Nice. Is there any way to go dark in here? Right here?
Do you want me to go?
In
There's
this?
pitch black and then dark.
Let's go dark.
I don't know. Which
Right here in this section. Can you do sections or not?
You can, but
So you don't freak out the
I
other.
think it'd be completely black. Like
I don't care.
pitch black. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you want me to bring a flashlight?
All right, let's set that up. flashlight right there too.
Chill, chill.
It's 58.3 degrees in here.
Should be about that time. And it stays that way all the time.
Who is it? All right, what we got here is got an Ovulus X and a millimeter. It's 58.9. What we got over here, Chris? PX. Spirit Talk. Okay, cool. We're just gonna do a little session right here. Who's here with us? Anyone? How deep are we underground right now, Chris?
About 130 to 150 feet.
130 to 150 feet underground. Cool. Can you tell us one of our names on that device? All right, we just went completely dark. Can't see anything. Can you? Other than the lights over there?
No.
We're here to talk with any spirits that are here. Is the young boy here that killed himself? Can you tell us your name? You don't have to be scared of us. We're just here to talk with you. We want to know what happened. That's Dylan coming. I just heard something click right next to me. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Sound like a rock. Oh, you're fine. You got there quick. He went and turned all the lights off for us, guys, so we can. Who's in here with us? Anyone? It quit talking, didn't it? Well, I do gotta say, guys, this is one of the coolest locations I've ever investigated. We're in a millions-year-old cave, you know. Got a night watchman that died in a fire here, correct? In the office, the old office. And a possible suicide. It's not confirmed or effectuated by any kind of documentation, but what have you come across with that, Chris?
Nothing whatsoever.
Nothing whatsoever. Why do you guys feel that there's something like that here?
I have a friend who's a medium, and on one occasion he brought a friend of his who's a medium, and they both mentioned two different spots where they felt that a hanging took place.
Oh, are you kidding me? See,
No,
you never told me that before, and I definitely heard hanging on the portal.
Okay.
I definitely heard hanging on the portal though earlier. That's creepy. That's creepy. So we got some crazy stuff earlier on the portal. It said all of our names. and your last name, which was, I thought was pretty awesome,
That was impressive.
so. If there's any spirits in here, now's your chance to communicate with us. Use those little red lights and communicate with us. If you can't do that, scream your name, maybe we can hear it, throw a rock, do something. That thing was talking away, man. Didn't no, it just stopped.
I probably took away my parents.
Are you an energy killer, Dylan?
Not too much.
Not that you know of.
No, maybe.
Some people are.
Maybe they just don't like me.
If you don't want Dylan to be here, say something on one of the boxes. When I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, no. What? Override what?
Someone was like, all right,
Or all right?
stop.
What do you want us to stop doing this? Can you tell us the night watchman's name, please? It's Chris moving. Cremate. Did you hear that? That was weird.
Absolutely.
Was he cremated? I wonder if he was.
Well, he burst into fire.
Exactly. Sleep.
Sleep.
Walter.
He is someone who appears on every single ghost story I've given.
Walter?
Yes.
Maybe that's the night watchman's first name, is it? Do you
No.
know? No. Who's Walter? Did Walter die in here?
I thought I heard fire.
That's me moving.
Mhm.
Alright, let's try a spirit box. See if we can get anything down here. It'll be interesting. Can you hold that, Chris? It's a little bit shaky, so just. Got it? Yeah. Well, we shouldn't hear anything that has to do with the radio down here. Okay, anybody that wishes to communicate, any of you spirits or entities, use that white noise and communicate with us. I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit. It's going pretty fast. Can you tell us your name? You got all kind of toys to use. Something tried to come through right there. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Is the night watchman here? What is that? You hear something behind us? I swear I heard something behind us. Did you hear anything behind us, dude?
No, I didn't.
Huh?
I didn't hear anything.
Okay. We're talking to the night watchman. Can you come and tell us something here? One last time. Any spirits want to communicate? Now's your chance. Use that white noise. We're going to give you a chance to use something else in a minute. No hits on the millimeter or anything. Okay. There you go, Chris. Hold that for me again, brother.
I've been told that there's always somebody waiting for me at Reflection Pool. Is it always one specific person, or is it different people?
Right.
If you are home this
Time.
Possibility. Science.
Who are we talking to that said all of our names earlier?
Nope.
Would you hear help? What?
Sounds like it.
Tell us how the boy that killed himself, how'd he kill himself?
Are there any Indians around with us right now?
I heard behind you. In that deep voice that was real lower than the other one, said behind you. If you're behind us, show yourself to the camera right here, the lights.
was a random helped and
Who's cussing us? What was this cave used for in the Civil War, if anything?
Be displayed. Next.
Did you just say Indian?
I thought I heard William.
William?
Who is Walter?
I am. Ooh, that's deep too. Ask him what he has to do with the cave.
Walter, what do you have to do with the cave?
Correctness.
Walter, do you have anything to do with me?
Lying to you?
Live, it is.
Like to play Walter, do you like to play jokes on Chris, yes or no?
Sometimes. No.
Well, I heard sometimes.
I heard
no.
sometimes and then no.
Sometimes no.
Do you think it's funny, Walter?
Imaginable color.
Are you buried around this cave somewhere, Walter?
And the lamps.
On the
Sheet it again.
What is that noise over there, dude?
Probably water drink.
Oh, okay.
But this should be the driest part in the cave. Sometimes it drips.
6.
Is that number 6 again? What does 6 mean? 6 what? You're a jokester, aren't you?
Sounds like
Comprehensive.
a handshake.
You're watching us?
Rival.
Wait here.
Richardson, are you around?
Said a name there, didn't it? All right, let's try a different app. Hold that for me, dude.
Yeah, sure. Got it. 10. There's that 10.
Yep.
Are there any other trigger objects I can bring you?
Rum.
You like
I
rum?
heard rum.
It said rum twice.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
And then it said tea also. It said tea. Did you hear that?
What type of tea?
It's
Espresso.
you wait, believe it.
Whatever you
Want tea
Whatever you want, tea now. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
ourselves.
That's the GB1 Ghost Hunter app.
Sure.
We're 150 feet underground, roughly. Rum again. That was crazy little blast there of stuff.
No tears click. Plays into the play.
When Jerry comes into the cave and plays his didgeridoo, how do you like that?
I love it.
That's the water.
I was
And then
expecting.
it said something about water. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
hey,
Obvious is talking.
And enjoyment.
I'm enjoying it.
I kick it. Feet down.
What's your favorite song? I swear to God that said Camptown. Like Camptown Races. What?
I'm the shit.
Maybe one of them.
What's your favorite song?
They can our bet.
Was that the PX that just talked or the
Yes.
Ovulus?
I couldn't tell which.
We just.
I think it's the PX that's
It
talking.
said yes too. Now that's the Ovulus on that one.
Edge. Then.
What do you need more of to communicate with us better?
That I heard leave.
More screaming.
More screaming.
Huh.
Well, we'll run with that.
Murder.
Do you like us talking to you down here?
Well,
You're a zombie. That's on stick.
We're gonna go soon, so you need to tell me what you want us to know.
A boy's bet.
Is there anything that you guys would like me to know?
However,
Games.
Lost. Things talking like crazy now.
Whatever.
whatever.
Maybe, okay. How many fingers am I holding up now? Can you tell me?
Fine.
No.
Movies. Means plus me.
don't say that well,
I don't think y'all can count very good.
I've seen. I play.
That's crazy.
Dude,
Who's the one that's being vulgar? See, I heard that. I heard that twice now. Name Joe, the one that's vulgar.
Thought I heard Merle.
Ask me more.
Did you say Merle?
Beelzebub, dude. Did you hear that? That's freaky.
No. Justin.
Justin. Who's the one saying all the cuss words? All right, you guys good? I'm gonna head up, back up, and when's the best time to talk to you?
Stop trying.
Stop trying.
Piggy.
Freaky. Well. Alright. Alright guys, we just came back. I heard the REM pod going crazy and got it on camera. Unfortunately, when I checked my camera right there, it was on standby. It was not recording the whole time. And I know I left it on record.
Hey, could be the one who messes with your alarm clock.
Can you please turn that device off? Quit touching it. Turn it off all the way. Stop touching it. Alright, I'm going to have to turn it off if you don't turn it off. Apparently it's been going off a while. Let's try this. Interesting. Are you in the rock? What was that?
Thought it was just a rock.
Yeah,
Falling.
they usually don't fall though,
That's weird.
unless it's just
Okay.
the water movement on the rock.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Alright,
it was sitting over there for a while though, right?
yeah, I left it there the whole time when we left. It was just going ape shit. And you see how it works. You gotta physically break the plane of the antenna or touch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this camera here. Take my handheld little Spectrum for now. Alright, don't be scared to show yourself. Come right out here and show yourself to us, please.